been 8 days on the road. You guys look a little bit road weary.
A little bit tired, yeah, but I think he's done most of the work, actually.
Lyndon, you've been driving this rig for thousands of miles. How much does it cost to fill up a tank?
We're about to find out because this is our first fill up outside the communist state of California, where gas prices were anywhere between $5 and $6 a gallon. This is the first time we've seen anything sub $3.47 a gallon. Of course, that's American, so that's probably $5.25 a liter. We're probably down to about $1.10 a liter now, but in California, $2 a liter easily Canadian. So it's kind of nice to finally be in a place where we can fill up and not worrying about giving all the money to Gavin Newsom.
And still afford lunch.
And still afford lunch. I haven't seen any roadkill in a while, so we might actually have to, I don't know.
Yeah, how's his cooking? We saw that one clip of him cooking up bird. I assume he was joking when he said it was roadkill. I mean, the guy knows his way around the kitchen, but is it just like the same 2 meals every day?
I don't want to inflate his egos. Actually, he's not bad. He's not bad.
I would like to go on record as saying the first 5 days I cooked Lincoln's stomach 100% fine. We have 1 day on the road, so we had to do a Jack in the Box, and I forget what the first place was.
Chick-fil-A was pretty good.
1 day of fast food, poor Lincoln's stomach got upset.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you guys are doing a lot of home cooking. You're staying in the RV as your hotel. If we were to go town by town, and if we were paying for hotel and restaurant meals every time, this cross-America trip would be, I hate to say it, it would be 30, 40 grand. It just would be. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys are being economical, because that's how it is when you do citizen journalism. You got to watch the pennies.
It's wild, and we're in America, so whether it's Canadians or Australians, it's the dollar's hard. So even just what we're doing is super expensive. You know, we're taking the RV, we're staying at an RV park. RV parks are themselves about $50 to $100 a night just to plug in the RV and be able to work from the RV, have a bit of water, whatever. But yeah, like you said, it would cost a whole lot more if we stayed in hotels.
Just about to fill up at $100. That would have been an easy 200, 225 fill. And what I'm excited about is this is the first time I'll have a full tank of gas all trip.
He's been really trying to save the money, and he's only put in enough to get us to the next gas station. We've been living on edge, but well fed.
Or maybe $100 is all they'll give us in one fill. Who knows?
Yeah,
you know how I told you why I've only been filling up so cheaply in California? This same $3.50 gas in Vegas, we paid as much as $6 in California just in taxes. So we're going to see what a fill up in Vegas costs. We're just about out.
How's the driving been? I mean, this is a pretty big rig. How's it handling on the road? Are you doing okay? I saw you got into a spot of bother when you were off-roading with this thing near the Mexican border. Other than that dramatic moment, how's it been?
It's the RVs that Cruise America makes are absolutely fantastic. They put a big Ford F-350 on the front. I call that the tractor. That's maybe not language that our viewers are familiar with, but when you're driving a truck, the front part's called the tractor, then you got your load on the back. So tractor's got great power. I won't even pretend to tell you how many V's it has, if it's a V12 or V8 or who knows, I'm embarrassing myself now, but it's got great power on the road. We spend a lot of our time in the left lane. Poor Lincoln is white knuckling it when I'm going 85 miles an hour and passing other trucks, but you got to do that when you got to get to the stories on time.
We've only had a few scary moments, that's all I can say. There's only been a few old man moments where we missed a couple of turns, where we quickly had to take him. And I just want,
we got lost yesterday.
For the record, I just want to say that the camera did no favors to what actually went down in that moment off-road, because what happened was we'd realized that the sand was really, it was
really fine sand, so we were almost, you know, the old man drowning in 2 inches of water. We almost got stuck in 3 inches of sand because it was so soft. Put it in reverse for a little more power, got out of there, but we still had to cross this ravine and rail track, and the truck did amazing.
We couldn't reverse physically, we didn't think we were going to be able to go forward. That's why if you listen to the audio, you hear our shock at his ability, which I'm still trying to work out whether it was more of a fluke or it was we've just got the best RV driver in town. We'll find out by the end of this trip, I reckon.
Well, I'm grateful for you guys doing it. I mean, it looks like a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. You're all away from your home. You're away from your families. I mean, a trip across America sounds great to everyone, but when you're doing it, I mean, you're in close quarters. So I really appreciate you guys doing it. And I think you're seeing America on the ground, which is different than seeing it from 40,000 feet. Like all these pundits in New York, Washington, you know, that there is a story there, but there's also the under news, what's happening under that national discussion. Do you think that there's something cooking in America that the big wigs in the NBC, ABC regime, legacy media are missing? Like, are you detecting any movement, for example?
I think a lot of people we've spoken to, just from city to city, some of them were, voted Democrat before, but they just realised that things have gotten worse. So the general mood that I get, if that's anything to go by, the mood of the average person seems to have shifted to a pro-Trump, even if they don't want to admit it, especially not on camera. The ones that are locked into Harris were ideologues that you're never going to change their mind anyway. But who knows? Because even the one thing that's consistent, everybody says they don't know whether they want Trump to win or lose. They go, I don't know whether they believe it's got to be absolutely fair. That's their belief. They're questioning, or whether they haven't got it right. They're just because obviously the way that the American system works, it's not by the it's by the electoral vote. So people just here are too scared to call it.
I suppose in California, it almost doesn't matter. That state's going to go Democrat no matter what. Nevada, bit of a battleground state. You guys are going to be going to other battleground states. Do you think there's a shy voter phenomenon? That is, people who say, damn it, I'm voting for Trump, I'm sick of this, but I'm not going to say it out loud because that's uncool. And a whole bunch of people are saying that, thinking the other guy's not going to be fine with it. But when they're in the secrecy of the voting booth, they're going to mark their vote for Trump. Do you think that's happening?
I think there's definitely elements of that, but I also found that there seemed to be a bit of a confident Trump vote in California that we picked up on, and sure, there is that shyness, but I really feel that it is moving towards Trump. If you can find Trump,
even in California, it was like that. I was surprised by that. There were those that were proud to say it, didn't care. There were a lot of people that wouldn't tell us who they're voting for. But then as soon as you kind of broke down what policies mattered to them, it was clear that they were supporting Trump. They just didn't want to say it out loud. And then there was obviously what I expected from California, which was your Democrats.
I feel like California is a beautiful state. The people there care dearly about their state, and everything they've done up to here has been wrong. And I think that they're slowly starting to realize that, be it the minimum wage, be it the taxes, be it the green energy, be it the immigration, all these things that they thought were what they were doing to make their state great, they're realizing that it's actually had the complete opposite effect, and people are starting to wise up to that.
And it's like a laboratory of Kamala Harris's bad ideas. And I mean, sometimes when I travel to places like the UK, I say it's a dystopian time machine. I can see 5 years into the future on mass immigration, for example. I think California is the bad ideas laboratory for America. And that's absolutely where Kamala Harris that's her base, that's her ideas, that's her team. So all the things you just listed about what's going wrong in California, that will be the national story if, God forbid, she wins. Well, we're here in Vegas, which is a tourist town as much as anything. It'll be fun to get some streeters tonight. You're going to hit the Vegas Strip and talk to folks. What kind of things you're going to ask them?
I haven't thought about that yet. What we do is I kind of hit the city and I think about what's kind of the angle for this. What's special about this? Last time we were in Hollywood, it was more about celebrities and the celebrities' impact and input into politics, and we ran into a bunch of interesting stories that unfolded in front of us. I'm expecting here, this is a swing state, so I think we're going to focus more on that to get a real feel for what it is here, what locals are here. But obviously, I don't know who we're going to bump into. Is it going to be just tourists? And so we'll just have to wait and see, and you'll have to join us.
All right. There you have it. The lads have been on the road for more than a week. It's tough being on the road every day. I'm grateful to them. And it's our sort of way a couple years later to get into the trucker vibe. Not only do we have the RV on the roads, but up in Canada, we have the Rebel News billboard truck. I wish we had both of these rigs 2.5 years ago when that trucker convoy was going to Ottawa. You know, we would have been there. We were embedded with the trucker convoy, and we covered the heck out of it. Now we're actually living the dream. All right, to follow these guys, go to aviacrossamerica.com. And if you can help in to pay for gas by chipping in our crowdfunding, I'd be grateful to you. Thanks. So, Lyndon, it looks like that gas pump maxed out at $100 exactly. It didn't surprise me. A big rig like this would take more than $100 for the gas. How much gas did $100 put in the tank?
In Vegas, 100 got us 5/8 of a tank. In California, 100 would get us about a little over a quarter a tank.
So it'd be about $175 to fill this thing up in Vegas, and almost double that in California.
Exactly.
All right, thanks.